Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Talk podcast. Before I start, I'm gonna just announce the elephant in the room already. I'm not necessarily sick. I haven't really had a cold or anything. I've just been super freaking congested. Honestly, I feel like every week I'm like sick now, and it's kind of getting on my nerves, but I don't know, who am I going to blame besides myself? Nobody. But I feel like sometimes I sound normal, and sometimes, depending on what I say, I like sound weird when I talk. So that's probably why, because I'm congested again. But we're going to move on from that. The next thing I'm going to say are like the vibes tonight. This is probably so random, but like kind of has to do with this. The vibes are so freaking immaculate tonight. I don't know what it is. The weather's been a little nicer. I don't know. That might have just changed the game for some reason. But I'm really excited to record this episode. If you are watching, hello, we have a new setup. I'm so freaking excited. So I got this chair, which is actually another thing I was going to mention. If you hear some creaks, this chair is new, so I'm kind of breaking it in. I probably should have broke it in before actually recording an episode, but I didn't. So that is my fault, and you can hate me all you want, because if you hear creaks, if the microphone is picking up this chair creaking when I move, I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm so sorry if you can. Second of all, this chair is really freaking comfortable. I got it for Christmas. I sent a picture actually to my mom and my grandmother. I don't know if they like rock, paper, scissors, whoever was going to get it for me, but my grandmother ended up being the one to get it. I literally opened it tonight. I got it for Christmas and I opened it tonight. What's today's date? Today is February 4th. So it's been honestly sitting in my car for almost 2 months, but with typically like bringing JJ up, there's no way in heck I can carry him and this chair. The box this chair came in was pretty big, but it was also nice because the chair was like put together. So it's literally just like a fold up chair. So it's easy like stowaway, but I also didn't have to like put it together. You know what I'm saying? I literally whipped it out of the box and like opened it right up and put it in this spot. So it was pretty nice. This spot, if you listen to, I don't know if it was last episode or like the episode before, I had talked about thinking of a spot. It was just one of those moments where I was nervous because I was scared to get to that position of like setting it up and like seeing if it was good to record, and it wasn't. I don't know about you. I put up a story on the podcast Instagram of like, do you guys like it type of thing. A lot of you, no one has said no so far, which is a good sign. So like all of you have been like, whoever voted said yes. And I'm really excited because I love this. I love that I'm not sitting in front of a blank wall anymore. I'm kitty cornered in, this is actually our bedroom. Like this is the bedroom, the more like office side. So like to this side of me, if you're an audio listener, like I'm sorry to explain this right now, because if you're not watching, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But like, so this way to me is Julian's desk. He has like a L-shaped desk. So he has his desk right here. There's this window behind me, but I thought like sitting in front of the curtain, especially because it's white and like I still have a light on me, would reflect really well. He does have another big light over there, like still to this side, but I had it on at first and then I turned it off. I kind of liked it, but also kind of thought it was weird. I'm still obviously experimenting. This is the first moment we're sitting here, and I'm so obsessed. It's not even funny. I have, he left it on, but I have the piano right here, which I thought was a good like aesthetic little vibe over here. And then this lamp. I freaking love this lamp. It's like a lamp, but also has shelves, so you can like decorate it and make it just look very like cozy, and it has more of like a yellow light tone to it instead of like natural like white light. So I don't know, like I'm I'm super obsessed. I love the way this looks. I love the way that this like looked as good recording it right now as it did in my head. And then I still have everything set up. Like it's all on Julian's chair. So if I like computer office chair. So if I do, okay, so I like this. So I plan on recording here. So I think I need to get like a little table I could also like fold up and stow away. So that way I don't have everything just resting on the chair. I mean, the chair will do. I could suffice with the chair. We'll see how it goes. I just get really excited about the podcast and everything involved in it that like now my new thing is going to have to be investing in a table. I don't technically need it. Like I said, I can suffice with putting it on his chair. But I don't know. Me being me, I'm probably going to go out tomorrow and buy like a table. But I just get really invested and I get really excited when I start thinking about things and I want to put it all together. But anyways, that is probably enough explaining, especially for audio listeners. I'm sorry you just had to listen to all that when you can't really see what I've been pointing at. I'm hoping you heard me play the piano. I don't know. That kind of like gave you a vibe of what I'm pointing at. But yeah, I just wanted to address my stuffiness a little bit, the new setup, and this chair possibly creaking. I can't tell if the microphone is picking it up yet, but if it is, I apologize. I'm hoping I'll break it in a little bit. It honestly still has like little foam pieces on like the legs of the chair that are on the floor. I literally didn't even rip it off. It sits fine with it on, so I just left it on. Like I said, I literally opened it and placed it right here. So anyways, intentions for the week. This is kind of awkward because I didn't have any planned. I have to think quick. Intentions? Okay, so intentions are honestly gonna think of where to put everything else that I need. So he set up the camera for me. I have a light on me, like I said, and I have my laptop and like the audio interface thing that is sitting on his chair. Like I said, it could work. It's behind the scenes, so the only one looking at it is me. Does it bother me? Yes and no. No, because like I said, it works. Yes, because I just get to like, this has to be better type of thing. That part of me is just going to want to set it up on a table that's literally unnecessary, but I know I'm going to overthink it and be in my own head and be like, oh my God, I need to go buy a desk. Not even a desk, like a table that I can, you know, those like cheap ones from like Target or Walmart that you could just like fold up. It's like a little like lunch tray. I don't know, ones you can like bring to the couch if you want to sit on the couch and eat. I forget, there's literally like a name for those, but I don't know, that type of thing. I might just even buy one of those to put it on. I don't know. I've been so invested in setting up this podcast, and now that I have a new place to record, I'm really excited on like making this work and look better. That's gonna be like on my mind for a while now. Streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, anywhere you stream your podcasts. Yeah. Today's episode is also, I think, why the vibes are literally immaculate. I found this episode topic on I forget which one it was first that I did. I don't know if I've mentioned this podcast a couple of times, the Trying Not to Care podcast. I made sure to write it down because I want to mark my sources. I want to let y'all know where I get things from. Giving credit to where credit is due. Trying Not to Care podcast, I don't know what it was called exactly, but it was along the lines of just talking about everything you're doing that's just, it's making you enjoy life a little bit more. It's making you like you're doing things for yourself type of vibe. So I'm going to be talking really quick. I don't want to say really quick because I don't know how long this episode is going to be. I'm just going to be talking about things I've been doing lately that have just things I've been doing to make my life more enjoyable. Not saying I didn't enjoy life before, because that thought just kind of popped in my head. But like, I feel like lately I've been doing a lot of things. I don't even want to say for me. I definitely have been doing a lot for myself, but I've just been doing a lot of things that I didn't necessarily have the time for before. I kind of thought about it, and like with my old job and the distance and coming home, and by the time I worked 8 hours and like drove almost like the 40 minutes home and came home, and I don't know, just the way it was all going, I was already tired. I don't want to do anything. I worked the weekends, which now I don't, so that just automatically like makes better time for myself, like being able to actually do things on the weekends, enjoy weekends, enjoy it with my son. It's just been like a whole separate scenario. Like I honestly feel like I'm living a whole different life, and it's probably one of the greatest things I've ever like done. It's been amazing. So with that being said, the first thing I have on my list is I tried a new I tried a new coffee shop that's in the town next to where I live. It takes me about 20 minutes to get there, which honestly I think is kind of, I don't know, like that's not that bad of a drive. It's a little coffee shop. If you follow my like main Instagram, I posted a story at it the other day. Yesterday actually, from when I'm recording this. I went yesterday, little Saturday afternoon. I met a friend to go get coffee, and it was really nice. I love that place now that I know it's there. I heard of it. I never knew where it was. I had to map it the first time I went to it, and once I found out where it was, I was like, oh, it's kind of like a little, I don't know. I don't want to say it's a busy plaza, but honestly, like if no one probably would have showed me, I wouldn't have known it was there. So I don't want to say a little hole in the wall thing, but like, because it gets busy. Like, don't get me wrong. That coffee shop gets busy, but I see why. Because their coffee is so good. It's so good. I love it. I like crave it now. There'll be times where, like if I have the time in the morning or if I'm off, I'll drop my son off at daycare and take like a little detour to go and get coffee there in the morning because I've just been wanting it so bad. I was gonna actually go the other day, same scenario, drop my son off at daycare, and I got on the highway and like, I would say about halfway there, and then part of it, like it dawned on me, I don't know if you've noticed this, I don't know if this is the same where you live, but for some reason, a lot of places like to be closed on Mondays. And Mondays is one of the main days I have off. So like I'll bring my son to daycare and then I'll have the day to like get things done. And with him there and me having the day off, I like to try to get a lot done because like normally he likes to like hang out and play, and if I'm trying to clean something, he'll just go right back in and either take it all out or just make a place dirty, and I'm like, it's stressful to like sit here and clean when you're trying to make a mess right behind what I cleaned. So I like to do a lot of like chore activity stuff on that day. So I was halfway there and it dawned on me and I was like, oh my God, it's Monday. Let me Google this place, see what the hours are. And it turned out they were closed. So I had to make a really awkward like loop back into my town to come home. And it was like pointless. I made like an unnecessary drive. I ended up going to Target because I was upset. No, I'm just kidding. I had to go to Target, but like I made it fit into the scenario that where I wanted to go is closed and I was upset. So let's just go spend money at Target. But I ended up taking like a really long way around and ended up like going to Target and getting Starbucks and all that stuff that I was kind of unnecessary. But like I was sad this place was closed. I really wanted it. I ended up going the day after, like Tuesday morning, because it obviously was open on Tuesday. And I dropped my son off and did the same thing and ended up going. But still, I was like, dang, like I really wanted this place this morning. I was super excited. I thought about it the night before and I was like, oh my God, drop him off and then hit the highway and go get coffee. Sadly ruined. But Yeah, it's okay. I still tried a new coffee shop. I never really try little coffee shops, but I think I want to try it more. There's a few by my house, like by the apartment, that I want to try out. So I think that might be like a little vibe soon. I really want to go and check them out. I noticed that this coffee shop that I went to is like one of those like you could chill, work. It has like a nice little aesthetically pleasing vibes. I know, like I said, it gets really busy, so I don't know if I'd actually sit and work, but like if I went in there one time and it wasn't so busy, I wouldn't mind sitting there and like just kind of hanging out because like I said, it was super nice. I love it. And now that I know it's there, I want to go all the time. I've also been going to one of my favorite spots. I'm not saying the name of it for privacy purposes, but it's the little place by the water. I definitely have posted a lot of pictures of it if you follow me on Instagram. I don't know. I love that spot. It is so peaceful, like just sitting and like hearing the water and the waves and all this stuff. I love sitting by the water. I love listening to the water, like the waves and all this stuff. I'll go in the day. Like during the day, I've been a million times at sunset. It is so beautiful at sunset. I've been at night, and it's really weird because it's one of those places where like you're sitting there at night. It's pretty like not like dark, but like there's a few street lights, but it's not like enough to like really light up the place. So you would think it's kind of creepy. It honestly doesn't scare me that much, which I'm actually kind of surprised. I actually thought sitting there would kind of freak me out, but no, like it's just really peaceful, and sitting there at night doesn't bother me. Like, I don't know, it's really like peaceful and calming. I don't mind sitting there any time of the day. I actually haven't been in a while, but I am now going to want to go back, but I've definitely spent, not recently, but I spent a lot of time there, and I love that I'm much closer to this place now than I was when I lived at the house that we had. But yeah. So like I mentioned in the beginning of feeling like I'm living this whole new life, I have weekends off now, which has been pretty nice. So I feel like I've been spending so much more time with my son, and it's just like, it's so wholesome. I recently have brought him to like places I grew up because I'm super close to the town I grew up in where we're living now. So I've brought him to like the diner I used to love. We brought him to a park like I literally basically lived at in the summer. We were so close that me and my brothers would literally walk there every day in the summer. Like, we didn't need anyone to like come and drive us. We didn't wait around for a ride. We literally just were like, we woke up and was like, okay, put on a bathing suit because they had a pool, threw some clothes over that, grab whatever we needed or wanted for the day, and like we were there, I swear, like when we woke up till like way late at night. There'd be times where like my mom or dad would have to come and pick us up at night because it was so dark we didn't walk home, but like literally sun up to like sundown almost. We were there all the time in the summer, literally every single day. I kid you not, every single day. That was like our home away from home. Like that was our second home in the summer. So, and the fact that like for the most part going back, it all looks the same. I actually haven't been there in so long. So like to be back there for the first time in a really long time with like my own child is, I feel like, just full circle. Like it's such a full circle moment, and it all like, it looks basically the same. There was a few new parts, but like it was kind of one of those moments where it's like I knew that was there, but I haven't been there in so long that I forgot. But like seeing it again, I was like, oh my God, yeah, like I forgot they did this type of thing. I loved it. I freaking have loved these little moments. I can't wait for the summer now to go and like bring him to the ice cream shop we used to go to all the time in that town. But like, it's just little things. I feel like I like thought about it the other day when I was sitting at the diner. I was like, wow, like I'm bringing my child to where I grew up. Like, how much more full circle can that be? I think that's the greatest thing in the world. I know some of these things I will preface I have said in the last, honestly, couple episodes, but I feel like it just fits into what I'm still talking about. So some of this stuff is probably going to be like repetitive stuff, like something I've said before, but I'm sorry, it just fits into what I'm talking about. So I'm going to talk about it again. Just bear with me for a second. The next thing I had was reading has been, I don't know, like just really enjoyable lately. Getting into reading is probably one of the greatest things I do to myself. I definitely know I've talked about phases where it's like I love reading, and then times where I'm like, I'm not really into it anymore. I'll kind of drop off a little bit, not pick up a book for a while, and then kind of get into it again one day and be like, oh my God, why did I stop? I love this. I been through those phases a million times before, but I had finished the Summer I Turned Pretty series, and I'm now into the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I'm reading the last book. I think it's called like As Good as Dead or something like that. I literally have like less than 100 pages as we're talking about this. So I'm super, super, super excited to finish. I don't... If you know, you know. We're sitting here on a Sunday night recording this episode, which has been like my per usual thing. I really need to kick this habit out of me, but here we are. We're sitting here on a Sunday night. So after this, I literally have to edit it and then make thumbnails. I try to prep the Instagram story that usually goes along with it when this episode gets posted. I do have to schedule it to YouTube and everywhere else that I schedule or like that I post. So I have to do all of that. So by the time I record this and do all that like editing, prepping stuff, I don't know if I'll want to sit and finish the book. Maybe tomorrow, like I said, because it's one of the days where JJ goes to daycare and I have the day off. I'll just sit and like literally just sit and have the time to finish the book, force myself to finish the book. But it will be done. I honestly, that should have been my intention this week, is to finish that freaking book. Like I said, less than 100 pages. So it will be done definitely sometime this week. I'm really hoping, honestly, between today and tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes after I do all this stuff tonight. But I really don't see myself doing it tonight, but I'll be pretty impressed if I actually end up picking it up. I do have a book from another series already that I like also can't wait to get into. So I'm really excited for that. I feel like having a book already prepped and like actually like I own it. It's in my presence. Makes me really excited to finish also what I'm reading, because I'm just really excited to get into the next one. It's the series of One of Us is Lying. As I've mentioned before in, I think, the book recap of, I almost just said vlog episode, I typically don't end up reading the back of books, so I can't really sit here and tell you what that book is going to be about. But like I said, in that I do read like the first page, first couple pages, middle, towards like all, like see if I'm going to get into it. It sounded really interesting, so I'm hoping I like it, but really excited to get into that. Really excited to finish the book I'm reading. Another series down, another one to go almost, and I don't know. It's just great. But speaking of The Summer I Turned Pretty, because of the fact that I finished that book series, I then binged watched the shows. It literally took me like a day and a half, maybe 2 days to watch every single episode. There's 2 seasons. I want to say 6 or 7 episodes each season. I could be wrong. That's literally just a guess. But yeah, it really didn't take me that long to go through it. I loved it. I loved it. Like, oh my God, I can't even say it. I freaking loved it. I think the characters were great. I loved the characters they had. I loved the story of the whole thing. I literally cried at parts. Like, I don't want to give too much away, but I literally sat there and like sobbed at one part. If you know, you know. But I highly recommend both reading and watching. If you don't like books, I definitely recommend watching. I recommend watching either way, but if you are into reading, I definitely recommend that series. It was amazing. So I recently, this one just gets excited. I can't wait for more. I need to go get another one literally ASAP. I had a new tattoo, honestly, in 2023, but like towards the end of December, before Christmas, it was like a few days before Christmas, I got a new tattoo. I freaking love tattoos. I currently have 5 now. I got a tattoo of JJ's birth date in Roman numerals on my forearm, and I've been obsessed. Julian and I went to go get matching ones. He also got our son's birthday on his arm as well. I don't know. I'm just so excited. I freaking love it. They both came out so good. They're beautiful. The place we went was amazing. The girl who did it, immaculate. I freaking loved her. I would definitely go there again and book another appointment. My family's gonna yell at me, but it's okay. It's okay. I really want another one now. I have one that I've like always wanted, but just never got yet. So like, I'm really like on the verge of like, I need to get this. So that might happen very soon, but we're not gonna tell my parents. Anyways, other things I've been doing that are just making me be so happy lately is this freaking podcast. I know I say it all the time, but just working on this podcast in any way, shape, or form, like literally brings me life. I freaking love doing this and love working on this so much. I started getting into kind of shorts again. I don't really like the shorts I've been doing lately, I'll be honest, because the version of the software I use to edit, it's kind of expensive. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have the money to spend what it costs per month, which isn't bad. Like, I still get my basic editing done, and like for the podcast, for main channel videos. The only thing I don't get that I really wish I did was like the subtext you could put like on shorts and all this stuff. If I need it in a video, like I would have, like if I do it in my main channel videos during different parts, like I'll add the text myself. But like in a short, I'm not going to sit here for 30 seconds to like a minute typing what I'm saying when it literally does it itself. And like, I don't know. Now that I just said it out loud, I kind of sound like an idiot when I literally could type it. Like, it's a minute long. How much could I possibly say? But I feel like it would just take some time, because like you'll have to sit there and like line the text you're using in the time of when you're actually saying it, where like if you do the subtext thing, it like automatically does all that for you. So I feel like it is a lot of work. It does seem like a lot of work to do, and making sure I have it like perfect, so to speak, because I feel like I'll have to do like little text bubbles typing it all out. I don't know. I haven't done it yet or tried it yet, but I just feel like it'll be super complicated. So I do miss that. I wish there was a way I can like still put that on my videos. I have to figure out, or like on my shorts, I have to figure out how to do that, because I do miss that. But besides that, everything else is still like perfectly fine. I'm still working on getting a new camera. Well, not even a new one. Getting one in general, because then I don't have to use Julian's and we don't have to share that. And with us both doing videos and him needing it but me needing to record, because like I said, I'm doing this very last minute, literally the night before it goes up. But that's definitely going to be in the works. I got my chair. I got my new setup. Which, like I said, this is kind of in like the like office space of the bedroom, but as long as Julian doesn't need his computers, I'm okay in this spot, and everything's still like set up and take down scenario, so it's not like I take up any room over here. Like when I'm done when I'm done recording this, everything is going to get put away like it normally would, and it's just this chair is going to fold up and kind of be stored away for the week until I bring it out to record again. So really not bad. Same thing as if I get that table, fold it up, stored away for the week. It's amazing. I love every aspect of this. I love how it's hopefully going. I really love this setup. I'm actually obsessed with it, and I'm so happy it came out as good, like on video, like on this camera right now, as it did in my head. Oh, I'm so freaking excited. It might look a little different here and there, like shift wise, but it's going to be generally in this area. Like I said, everything is going to get taken down, put away, and just set back up again. So like, I'm not going to mark the spots on the floor for where I should put everything, but it's generally going to be in this area, and I'm going to try to do the best I can to make it obviously look as close to this as I can every week. Not going to be perfect, but it's still going to be with my nice new background and not, hopefully, unless I absolutely have to, in front of the blank wall anymore, which I feel like is going to be the new highlight of my recording. Next I have is I've been trying to plan out main channel content, which makes me really happy because I feel like I'm finally planning out and trying to grasp handling everything, like working and taking the time to have this podcast, record for the new podcast episode, record for main channel, and like being able to balance everything and knowing when to do everything, which just kind of gives me a lot of structure, which I really enjoy in my life. So I'm really excited to get this going, really excited to set up everything and make it all just, I don't know, just complete the circle of like what I'm trying to balance in life. And I feel like we're on a really good start. Like I've mentioned before, this year has started off on such a good note. I'm not trying to jinx anything. I'm not really trying to fully question why. We're just kind of rolling with it. But it's been freaking amazing, and I love it. I love how everything has just been playing out and planning out so far this year. I'm really hoping this is how the whole year goes by. Like I said before with like the new coffee shop, I've been hanging out with a lot of friends, which I feel like I also, I would say kind of didn't make the time for, but also felt like I didn't have the time for because so much was going on otherwise, between being so far from work and just after work by that point, especially getting home, I'm just exhausted. I still have things to do at home. Like, I don't know. Like, I would definitely say I didn't make the time for it, but I also, at the same time, didn't want to. So it was really hard to balance, but I've definitely been hanging out with a lot more friends lately, been talking to a lot more friends, which has all been very nice. Like I said, I feel like I'm living a whole new life, but I'm not really complaining because I've been loving it. I love the way everything is going, everything's been. So definitely not complaining, but walks have started to become a thing again. It was literally like 20 degrees, feels like 8 recently, but it's starting to, I don't know what's going on, but the weather is kind of nicer. It's definitely like 30, 40 degrees, but compared to like being in the single digits, it feels a little better. It's like that moment where it's windy, so it makes it really cold, but when the wind stops, it feels really nice, like especially when the sun's out and you feel the sun. It's been really cloudy lately, but this weekend was like 40 and sunny. So like I said, without the wind, it was so nice out. So today, I brought my son to the park. Like I said, I brought him to the diner and the park in the town that I grew up in. This was the first time he's been to a park. I've tried to bring him to parks multiple times. They've just never worked in my favor. I brought him. I brought him to like an elementary school to play on the little playground because I figured elementary school, it's going to have a small playground. It'd be perfect for him, like his size. Slides, like all like the little necessary stuff that little kids love to play around on. Literally when we got there, he pooped. He smelled like he pooped, so I smelled his diaper, and in fact, he did. And I did not have the diaper bag on me. The one time I didn't have the diaper bag on me. And so I wasn't gonna sit there and be like, okay, we're gonna play for a little bit. Like, I didn't want you sitting in your poopy diaper. So we left. I don't even think we like made it to the playground. I was like, welp. So by the time I found a little playground to play on, we were there for like half a second and then had to leave. And then by the time I came home to change him and everything, I was like, I just don't feel like going back. Like I was kind of over it at that point. I had driven around to different schools in this area, which I didn't go to school where we live. So like, I don't know the best places to like bring a kid to go play. I know there's a park in the next town over from me, but I thought I would just, like I said, go to a school in the town I'm at instead of driving like 20 minutes to the park. Well, I don't even think it'd be 20 minutes, probably 10. But still, I'm also glad I didn't drive over there with the fact that he pooped his pants. But it just ended up working. Another time, I was going to bring him to the same park I brought him today, and he ended up falling asleep on the ride there. But it was kind of definitely my fault because I also brought him during the time it would have been for his nap. So like I couldn't be too mad when he fell asleep, but then I ended up just being nap trapped and driving around in my car because I wasn't going to wake him up during what would have been his nap time just for him to play on the playground. I was like, I guess you'll just fall asleep. And then again, by that point, by the time he woke up and all this stuff, I was literally just making it home after driving around for like an hour. So I was like, I'm not going to go back out. I'm not going to like waste the gas to go all the way back over there. Like by this time we need lunch. Like you need to be fed. I don't know. It just didn't work out, but we finally went today. He loved it. He loved running around the basketball court with me and my brother as we played basketball. He loved running along the turf field. He likes the slide because I know he goes on the slide on the playground. They have a daycare. But I don't think he's ever been in the swings. So like I put him in the little baby swing and was pushing him and he loved it. Biggest smile on his face. It was so cute. But I'm really glad he loved it. So now I'm going to want to like go to the park all the time with him because I know he has a blast. Also, this has been recent, like last night we're talking, that has made my life amazing. So the night before, my friend called me, FaceTimed me. We were on the phone for literally, I'm not even kidding when I say 6 hours. Me being me, I didn't think I'd ever honestly probably be on the phone that long. I'm not really one that likes to talk on the phone, but we ended up like FaceTiming for hours. So like here we are, 3:30 in the morning. Now that I'm like saying it out loud, I'm like, I'm dumb. Like, why did I do this? 3:30 in the morning, we got off the phone. I don't think I fell asleep really till like 4. And my son woke up at 6:30. I kind of slept on and off with him from 6:30 to 8:30. But like, you know, when it's like on and off sleep, it's not really the greatest. It really doesn't feel like you got any sleep at all. So I was really only on like 4 hours of sleep. That night was rough. Literally by like 8 p.m. I was dead. I was tired. I really wanted to go to sleep. I put JJ to sleep. Like I said, I've been congested, so not necessarily that I have a cold because I haven't felt sick. I've felt like a normal human being, just congested. I took NyQuil to try to help. I don't know what, but try to kick whatever this is. NyQuil didn't necessarily help this whatever I have, but it made me sleep. When I tell you I slept for 10 hours... it was the greatest thing I've ever done. I was literally dead to the world by like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And JJ woke up this morning as I'm like the day I'm recording this at 6:30. And when I tell you, like, I woke up at 6:30 kind of fine. Not that I necessarily would want to be up that early, but like if he slept till like 7, 8 o'clock, I probably would have slept till 7, 8 o'clock, sleeping 11, 12 hours with the NyQuil and everything. But the fact that he woke up and I got him up at 6:30, normally I tried to like lay down, close my eyes, rest. He'll sit in the living room, play with toys. Sometimes I'll put Mickey on for him, get just like relaxing where like I could still lay down. Like he's not crazy yet. But I was up. I was up at 6:30. It wasn't like oh my God, why am I awake? Oh my God, you wake up so, like, of course I was like, you wake up so early, because I'm like, dude, you don't sleep past 6:30 anymore. Like that's literally your new wake up time. But because I slept for so much, like I was fine waking up that early. And like, I feel like the earlier I wake up, it's weird because it feels like the slower the day goes, but it makes me feel like I have a lot of time in the day, if that makes sense. So like, I don't know, this morning was such like a win-win situation. Like I got really good sleep. I caught up on some sleep with being on 4 hours the day before. And like I woke up kind of feeling like well rested. Like I didn't wake up that early, like hating life because I was up so early. I could have gone down. We could have watched the sunset if I really wanted to, but I don't know, like being awake and seeing sunset, sometimes I'm like, I should not be up this early. This should not be a thing. But lately, it's been kind of nice. And it's also been nice because it's starting to get darker later. Literally, yesterday, sunset was at like 5 o'clock, if not like 5:10, 5:15. When normally it's been starting to get dark at like 3:30 and it's like pitch black at 4 p.m. 5 o'clock, I'll take it. I'm so excited for the later sunsets. And it's starting to get brighter. Is that later in the morning? I don't really know. But like it's a sunrise at like 7 a.m. So it's like smack usually when I first waking up in the morning, which is pretty nice. But I don't know. I feel like that lately has just been one of the greatest things is being up and kind of watching sunset. Not that I want to really be up sometimes, but it is what it is. Like if he doesn't go back to sleep, what am I going to do? But this morning was like a whole different situation. This morning, I was like a new human. I was a new person, and it was one of the greatest things ever. And the last thing that I have on my list, this was actually the first time I've done this, but I'm definitely going to be doing it more because I really, really enjoyed it. And I see a lot of people actually like posting when they do this, is I bought myself flowers the other day. I love flowers. I'm such a flower girl. I love roses. I have a tattoo of roses on my forearm. I have always loved roses. I was in Target the other day and they were pretty nice. They were white roses. I love them. They were like $15, but I bought them anyways. I was obsessed. They were so pretty. They're unfortunately like dying now, but they were super cute when I bought them, and I just really like felt that like need to buy myself flowers. I don't know why, but they were just so pretty that like I didn't want to pass up the opportunity. The thought kind of came to my head because I was at the mall and I went through Target to go into the mall, and I passed them and I saw them and I said they were really pretty, and I was like, I'm going to buy those when I go to leave. Went into the mall, did whatever. And when I left, like I went back through Target to leave because that's the way I came in. And I was like, you know what? I'm buying them. I'm buying myself these flowers. They're super nice, super cute. I love flowers. Why am I not going to actually buy them for myself? So I bought myself flowers, and I love the fact that I did that. I love them. I'm going to be buying more, especially with like spring and summer coming up. I feel like they're going to have really cute ones in the stores. So I'm really excited to be going through the floral department and picking myself some flowers. But if you're listening, well, you are obviously, but you should go buy yourself some flowers too. I'm just saying it was pretty nice. It felt great. They look great. Why not? But with that being said, that is everything I have for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you guys so much, and I'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Bye.